Welcome to my channel $T Valuable Coins. So get it started. This version covers political, economic, social, and cultural aspects of the country that year. Australia in 2006. A comprehensive overview. In 2006, Australia stood as a prosperous and stable nation, both economically and politically, with an international reputation for its quality of life, natural beauty, and sporting culture. The year was marked by various developments that reflected the country's evolving role in global affairs, its growing economy, and ongoing debates about national identity, immigration, and Indigenous issues. Political landscape. Australia, in 2006, was governed under a federal, parliamentary constitutional monarchy. Queen Elizabeth II remained the head of state, represented by Governor-General Michael Jeffrey. The country's Prime Minister was John Howard, leader of the Liberal Party of Australia, which had been in power since 1996. His government was known for its conservative stance on immigration, national security, and economic liberalism. One of the major political discussions in 2006 centered around workplace reforms. The Howard government had introduced the legislation in 2005, which fully came into effect in 2006. It aimed to overhaul the industrial relations system by reducing the power of trade unions and promoting individual workplace agreements. This legislation was highly controversial and led to massive protests and debates, particularly from the labor opposition and union groups. Internationally, Australia continued to support the US-led war in Iraq and maintained a military presence in the region, along with commitments in Afghanistan and peacekeeping missions in East Timor and the Solomon Islands. These involvements demonstrated Australia's strategic alliance with the United States and its active role in Asia-Pacific affairs. Economic conditions. The Australian economy in 2006 was strong and growing steadily. The country was experiencing a mining boom, largely driven by increased demand from China and other emerging economies for coal, iron ore, and natural gas. The GDP growth rate was approximately 2.7%, and unemployment was low, around 4.8%, which was a significant improvement from previous years. The strength of the economy was reflected in high consumer confidence and investment levels. However, there were concerns about rising housing prices, especially in major cities like Sydney and Melbourne, leading to affordability issues for young Australians and first-time home buyers. Inflation was kept under control, and the Reserve Bank of Australia adjusted interest rates to maintain economic stability. Despite this overall success, critics noted that the benefits of the economic boom were not evenly distributed, especially regarding asylum seekers. The government maintained its strict border protection policies, including offshore processing of refugees. These policies sparked criticism from human rights groups and some segments of the public. The debate over national identity and multiculturalism intensified, especially following international events like the London bombings, 2005, which influenced local discussions about Islamic integration and counter-terrorism. The government introduced new citizenship tests and English language requirements for immigrants, aimed at promoting social cohesion. In 2006, Australia also celebrated its diverse cultural life. The country had a vibrant art scene, including film, music, and literature. Australian cinema continued to gain recognition, with films like Jean Darbine and Kenny receiving critical acclaim. The music scene thrived, with artists such as Wolfmother and Jet gaining international attention. On the sporting front, Australia hosted the 2006 Commonwealth Games in Melbourne from March 15 to 26. The event was a major success and showcased the country's capability to host international sporting events. Australia dominated the medal tally with 221 medals, including 84 gold, a point of national pride. Indigenous Australians continued to face serious social and economic challenges in 2006, including high rates of unemployment, poor health outcomes, and limited access to education. There were ongoing calls for reconciliation, land rights recognition, and a national apology for the historical mistreatment of Aboriginal peoples, particularly the stolen generations. Though the government had introduced some initiatives to improve conditions in Indigenous communities, critics argued that the measures were insufficient and often failed to consult with Aboriginal leaders. Environmental concerns, climate change and environmental issues became increasingly prominent in national debate. Australia, being one of the world's largest per capita emitters of greenhouse gases, faced criticism for not